Black just played. Rook d7. Pause the video to find out White's response. Knight cd5 check. Rook takes d5. Pawn takes d5. On g6, White has a strong upper hand. Let's go to the next game. Black played. King d5. Pause the video and try to predict White's next move. Knight c3 check. King e6. Knight takes a4. King f5. White is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. White played. Bishop takes h5. Pause the video to figure out Black's next move. Queen takes e4 check. On f3. White is setting up to play pawn takes e4 and increase their advantage significantly. Queen takes b1 was chosen by Black. Bishop g6. Black is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. Knight f6. Pause the video to spot White's next move. Queen takes e6 check. King h8. Queen takes e7. Knight g8. Black intends to play knight takes e7 and take decisive advantage. Queen e8 move preferred by White. White considers playing knight e4. On g5. Bishop takes g5 and take decisive advantage. Queen h4 was chosen by Black. Bishop d2. White considers playing knight e4. Queen e7. Bishop c3 check. Queen g7. Bishop takes g7 check and establish a winning position. Queen e7 was chosen by Black. Queen takes a8. On h5. White is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. White just played. Queen d5. Pause the video to analyze Black's next move. Queen b8. Black is setting up to play Queen b2. Rook takes g6. Knight e3 check. Bishop takes e3. Queen takes e2 check and establish a winning position. Rook b6 played by White. Rook f2 check. King g1. White intends to play rook takes b8 check and establish a winning position. Queen f8 move preferred by Black. Black is looking to play rook f1 check. King g2. Queen f3 check. King h3. Knight f2 check. King h4. Queen g4 mate and increase their advantage significantly. Knight f4 move preferred by White. White's idea is to play Queen d6. Queen takes d6. Pawn takes d6. Pawn h6. Pawn h3. Rook takes d2. Knight takes g6 check and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn takes f4 played by Black. Bishop takes f4. Knight e3. Black is planning to play rook f1 mate and dominate the board. King takes f2 move preferred by White. Knight takes d5. Pawn takes d5. White is on the verge of defeat. Let's go to the next game. White just played. Queen f3. Pause the video and try to find Black's next move. White considers playing Queen takes f7 check. King h7. Queen takes g7 mate and increase their advantage significantly. Knight g5 move preferred by Black. Black considers playing knight takes f3 check and dominate the board. Queen d5 move preferred by White. Rook c1 check. King h2. Queen takes b2. Queen d8 check. King h7. Black is setting up to play queen takes f2 mate and take decisive advantage. Bishop takes d4 played by white. Knight f3 check. King g2. Queen takes d4. Queen takes d4. Knight takes d4. Rook takes f7. Black is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. White played Rook g1. Pause the video to spot Black's next move. Rook h5. On g4. Knight f3 check. King g2. White wants to play. On takes h5. King h7. Knight takes e4. Knight h4 check. King g3. Queen f5. Rook e7 and dominate the board. Rook takes h3 was chosen by Black. King takes h3. Knight takes g1 check. King g3. White might go for Rook b8. On c5. Rook takes e8 check. Queen takes e8. Queen takes c5. Knight f3. Queen c7 and take decisive advantage. On h5 played by Black. King g2. Queen takes g4 check. King f1. White is looking to play Rook b8. Rook takes b8. Queen takes b8 check. King h7. Queen g3. Queen takes g3. On takes g3. Knight f3. Knight takes e4 and take decisive advantage. Knight f3 played by Black. Black's idea is to play Queen g1 check. King e2. Queen e1 mate and establish a winning position. King e2 was chosen by White. Knight takes d4 check. King d2. Black has a strong upper hand. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. Bishop takes d5. Pause the video and try to find Black's next move. White considers playing Bishop takes c6 and establish a winning position. Knight b4 was chosen by Black. Knight f6 check. King e7. Black is setting up to play Knight takes c2 check and seize the initiative. Queen b3 played by White. Rook takes c1 check. King e2. Rook c2 check. Knight d2. White's idea is to play Queen takes b4 check. Rook c5. Queen takes c5 mate and dominate the board. Queen a5 move preferred by Black. Black intends to play Rook takes d2 check. King takes d2. Knight takes d5 check and gain a significant edge. Knight takes d7 move preferred by White. King takes d7. Bishop e4. White is looking to play Bishop takes c2 and establish a winning position. Queen takes e5 played by Black. Queen a4 check. King d8. Rook hd1. Queen takes e4 check. King f1. White's loss is confirmed. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. Pawn takes d4. Pause the video to spot Black's next move. Knight takes d4. Queen d1. Queen takes d3. Rook c1. Knight e2 check. King h1. White's idea is to play Rook takes c7 check and seize the initiative. Knight d5 played by Black. Black intends to play Rook h7 check. King g2. Knight df4 check. Pawn takes f4. Queen h3 mate and secure a stronghold in the game. Pawn takes d5 move preferred by White. Queen takes d5 check. On f3. Knight takes g3 check. King h2. Queen d8. Rook g1. Queen h8 check. King g2. Knight e2 check. King f2. White might go for rook takes g7 check and dominate the board. Rook takes g1 was chosen by black. Rook takes c7 check. King d8. Knight f1 check. King takes c7. Queen takes e2. White is on the verge of defeat. Let's go to the next game. White just played. Bishop takes g2. Pause the video and try to predict black's next move. Knight e2 check. King f1. White is planning to play king takes e2 and dominate the board. Knight takes c1 played by black. Bishop c6. On b4. Black's idea is to play pawn takes c3 and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn takes b4 was chosen by white. Knight a2. Black is looking to play pawn c3. Bishop a4. Knight takes b4 and secure a stronghold in the game. Bishop d7 played by white. King f6. Black is looking to play pawn c3. Bishop a4. Knight takes b4 and seize the initiative. King e2 move preferred by white. Knight takes b4. Bishop e8. Knight d5. Black is aiming to play king e7. Bishop c6. Knight b4. Bishop b7. King d6. King d2. Knight d5 and gain a significant edge. King d2 move preferred by white. Knight f4. King c3. King e7. Black considers playing king takes e8 and gain a significant edge. Bishop b5 was chosen by white. Knight g2. King takes c4. Knight takes h4. King c3. Knight f3. Black is preparing to play pawn h4. Bishop d3. Pawn h3. Bishop takes f5. Pawn h2. Bishop takes g4. Pawn promotes to queen at h1 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Bishop d3 played by white. King f6. Bishop f1. Pawn h4. Bishop g2. Pawn f4. Bishop h1. Pawn h3. Black considers playing knight h4. King d3. King f5. King e2. Pawn f3 check. King e3. Knight g2 check. King d3. Knight f4 check and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn d5 played by white. King e5. Black considers playing king takes d5 and take decisive advantage. Pawn d6 was chosen by white. White's idea is to play pawn d7. Pawn g3. Pawn promotes to queen at d8 and increase their advantage significantly. King takes d6 move preferred by black. King c4. Black has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game.